Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into the Black Hot Fire Radio, and you're listening to the Pan-African Bliss Show.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way in Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire.
You're now listening to the best music.
1 hour of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Feel the freshness.
Happy days, family. How are you doing? It's your girl, the lovely Ereton, here on the best radio station, the Black Hot 5 Radio Network, mid-year of the 21st century. It's April 30th. You've literally made it through the end of the month. Congratulations to you. Welcome to another conversation here and Let's Talk with Ereton, always talking about redefining Africa as we redefine ourselves, because we are the change you need to see in the world. I hope you're feeling amazing, feeling magical. Sending you so much love and light this beautiful afternoon, good morning, whatever you are. Again, it's your girl, the lovely Ereton Longoria.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the freshness.
The conversation of the day today is the African festival that is held in Germany by the one and only Dr. Tatah, Tubingen, Germany. I definitely believe that it's an African festival that she always holds in Germany, and she brings all the different traditions and the culture of the African ethnicity. So definitely excited to hear more about these and the mission and the vision about it, because she talks more about the diasporans in Germany. Actually, most of them do not know more about their culture. So the reason why she does this also is to bring our communities or our people together in regards to who we are, reminding us about our identity, our traditions, and to always remind ourselves that we are the change we need to see in the world.
And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio, and in this
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the
Of the
freshness.
hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
There's a lot of traditions and cultures that are brought together. There's a lot of dancing. I've seen a video of it. It's so much. It's such a vibe, a lot of celebration and accolades there, and a lot of different themes and colors. It's just a beautiful, beautiful festival that a lot of African come together with their tradition, as I said earlier, with their culture, basically identifying as the African community. We can understand that we are all Africans with different, I can say, traditions or culture. Let me say that, because by the end of the day, we share everything that brings us together. But I'm excited with Dr. Tatah. She's going to be joining us in a while, but we'll be continuing with our conversation before she definitely delves in and definitely gives us a perspective about this festival in Germany. This is Chella, my darling. Cannot get this song out of my head. I literally heard it during the weekend and it's been playing in my head for the rest of the week. Happy days. That's Chella, my darling. But I'm going to be continuing our conversation right away today in regards to the African festival held in Germany by Dr. Tatah. But before we move forward, remember, family, you can download our app on the Google Play Store, stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Also, if you're using the iPhone, you can definitely stream on www.blackhotfirenetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements, apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. We have the likes of beanie hats, dad hats, t-shirts. We do also have, what do you call them? Bags right now? Yes, in the Black Hot Fire Radio flag. So remember, you can download our app right away, straight away right now. It's super, super free. But before we move forward with the conversation of the day, let's listen into some of the supplements we do have on our website to give you a hint or a taste of what you should definitely be expecting.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutrition content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$20.90. You can definitely get yourself some beetroot supplement that we do have for you. Right away to the conversation regarding the African tradition that is always held in Germany by Dr. Tatah. I want us to remind ourselves in regards to the traditions and culture that are stripped away from us, eroded away from us, the time during the transatlantic slave trade. Because if you didn't actually leave, because some of them refused to actually scrape off or basically not being in tune with their tradition and culture, but they were actually bitten if you don't accept the new culture or the new way of talking, the new language that was introduced to them, the new religion that was introduced to them. And that's why I can say some of us, or even right now, which is literally a wave in regards to change that is happening in the 254, also in Nigeria, basically in Africa. There's a lot of awakening that is happening. But before I move forward in regards to that, just a little bit of break, I'm going to play the health and benefits of ashwagandha.
Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
$23.90. As I was saying earlier, our traditions were literally scraped away from us, not intentionally, but as I also always say, nature is coming back to its natural source, and that's why there has been an awakening, and also a lot of individual melanated people in search of their identity, in search of their culture and traditions, because that's what identifies with who we are. We can understand that a lot of people or races don't really know or have a culture for real, definitely. And most of people's culture that you see, most of it is derived from the African culture. But before I move forward, I want us to share, or I will definitely share, this beautiful festival that is always held in Germany by Dr. Tatah, because we'll be talking more about that and what it really looks like or it entails, because she'll definitely get deeper into it when she's right away in the studio. You can really sing, huh?
Eine Botschafter hat was gestern gesagt. Wie kann das sein, Susan, that you just corrupt all of us? Susan, you colonize all of us. And this ambassador comes from Nigeria. And then the one from Ghana said he did not only colonize you, he just took me by force. And then the dean said, no matter, even I'm going to retire in 90 years, I would leave Berlin to be here today. I want to thank you all, the African diaspora. Without you, I am nothing. I want to thank God for everything. We believe in Him. We trust Him. And we shall always stay faithful to Him. Jesus is alive.
Ja, liebe Freunde des Afrika-Festivals, liebe, ja, im Grunde große Afrika-Familie hier in Tübingen, ich bin stolz und freue mich riesig, ich bin überwältigt, am heutigen Nachmittag mit dabei sein zu dürfen bei der Eröffnung dieses Festivals. Und ich kann Frau Tatah nur ganz herzlich beglückwünschen mit ihrem Team und die Stadt Tübingen, dass sie dieses Festival nicht nur organisiert haben, sondern dass sie hier so ein wirklich buntes Leben und das Lebensgefühl von Afrika mitten nach Tübingen gebracht haben. Herzlichen Glückwunsch dazu.
Hallo Afrika, hallo Tübingen. Hallo. Ich will jetzt mal versuchen, was zu lernen, weil bei uns macht man ja sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, sehr geehrte Frau Staatssekretärin, sehr geehrte Frau Botschafterin, sehr geehrter Herr Botschafter, sehr geehrte Gemeinderätin, sehr geehrter Straßenbauamtschef.
I'm gonna fast forward because maybe we need an interpreter, someone who can do that. But we're gonna continue as she comes back with this right away.
Ce qui est une bonne chose. Alors, bonne fête et à nous revoir l'année prochaine.
Sie sagte, sie wird nicht mehr viel sagen, weil alles schon gesagt wurde. Sie bedankt sich natürlich bei unseren verehrten Gästen, Annette Wittmann-Hauns, bei unserem OB Palmer, die hier anwesend sind, aber auch bei allen Kollegen, die auch da sind. Und sie bedankt sich vor allem bei den Frauen. Die Initiatorin von diesem Festival ist Susan Tatah, eine Frau.
I think she said the moderator of the festival was Susan Tatah. But before she joins us, we're going to be talking about the independence was this come by the one and only Dr. Arikana Chihambari, giving us these pointers live and direct.
They borrow money. They're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure.
This is the journey to one Africa.
You know what? I don't even know what to do right now because I can't believe that I'm here with you. I mean, I've been a big fan since China days, and seeing you for the first time, again, even more beautiful.
It's also wonderful to see you.
Dr. Arikana. Oh my goodness.
That's my name.
No, I can't believe this. I just can't believe this. You know, when I received the call and Dr. Arikana said, "What am I?" I'm like, she knows me.
You watch our videos? Of course, I watch all your videos. The one you did on Zimbabwe, I think as soon as you released it, so many people sent it to me. Really? You did a great job. Thank you.
This is not what I expected. For Dr. Arikana to actually invite me to her house.
This is your home, son.
Oh. See, now I have a new mom. She said, this is your home, son.
Next time you come to Harare, you stay here.
Where is this place?
This place is the headquarters for African Diaspora Development Institute. We're calling it Africa House Zimbabwe.
Finally, you have a headquarters.
We have a headquarters.
Where was the baby born?
The baby was born in, believe it or not, Tennessee in the United States. That's when all the ideas started and came together.
You know how I got to know you?
Today, France is taking out of Africa, Francophone Africa, over $500 billion. Over $500 billion. We, the Africans, the poor countries, we're giving France over $500 billion a year. Year in, year out. And no one is talking about it.
The first speech that
which means you'll always been making them more developed, more wealthier as we become impoverished. Because we've been talking about the fact that if Africa is in a very peaceful, developing momentum ground, if you can understand what I'm saying, it means the other nations literally are not going to be developed. They're not going to be wealthier or the way they're actually moving forward right now, because they all depend on Africa to survive, you know?
Your contract as the AU ambassador to America.
No, actually, the termination came like 6 months later. I'd been expecting it. And I was aware of some phone call that had been made. And so I was just waiting for that phone call to say, okay, your days are numbered.
Yeah, I know. It just took them 6 months to do that. But you're speaking for our people. I was only speaking the truth. That's why my conscience was very clear, and I'll continue to speak the truth. It's just that our people don't like the truth, I guess. I think our people want the truth. It's the powers that be that don't like the truth.
And also the kind of leaders that we do have, they definitely know the truth, but they're literally in this position for their own interest. And that's why sometimes when people hear the truth, it doesn't sound like the truth, but it's the truth that a lot of people don't want to actually talk about, right? And if you see she said something very powerful right now. She said she was not fearful about what she did, or when she started talking about things that people don't really talk about, because her conscience was very clear.
Our people are waking up. What are the powers that you're talking about? You've always been talking about the problem of the continent, and I'm here today. I really want to ask you. Now you're living in Zimbabwe. What is the problem of Africa?
Oops, and that is the deep question. Deep as it is, it's also a very simple one at the same time. I'd like to take it back to when we were getting our independence. I think the issue of Africa really goes back to, of course, colonization was a serious problem. But at independence, we were given what I call fake independence, where economic liberation was never given to us. The multinationals that were in Africa during colonization, they never left. They're still here. They're still doing their dirty work. They're siphoning billions of dollars out of Africa. For example, 75% of the minerals traded in London Stock Exchange are from Africa. They're not owned by us. 75%. They're not owned by us. This has been going on since colonization, even before colonization. So the robbing and raping of Africa never stopped with independence. These leaders were given fake independence.
Why is it that we get coffee and tea from Switzerland? Have you seen the large coffee fields in Switzerland? A good portion of that is coming from our beloved continent. Why are these countries allowed to get away with relabeling African products as their own?
I believe because we have leaders, as I said earlier, who are in positions for their own interests, and that's why the awakening will never stop, because things literally have to go back to their natural source. And that's why the revolution will always be kind of like a hiccup each and every time things do not go right, until we have leaders who are literally Pan-Africanists, until the system is scraped off, because the system right now always has never worked for us. It was not designed to work for the African individual. And that's why we have these little hiccups of revolution. People try to ask questions. People try to really research about their African culture, their identity. It's just a hunger that you can never prevent until somebody's satisfied. It's like when you feel super thirsty, you have to drink water. So people are looking for true water. Now, true water is about the African identity. It's about the fact that African is being controlled. It's the fact that people really know how to basically have to stand on the truth that Africa is the most wealthiest nation of all time. We were given fake independence. We are being controlled. That's our economic resources being controlled. We have to start manufacturing our own products. We have to start basically doing our own things on our own way. We have to start telling our own stories. And that's why, as I said the other day, Ibrahim Traoré right now has been lifted up as a candle for everybody to watch. The fact that maybe some may not do research, but whatever he's doing right now, it shows you that it has been possible. We just needed somebody who is super aligned in regards to their purpose and in regards to bringing the African culture tradition back, and basically to redefine Africa the way it used to be.
You
don't control your own financial system. So how independent are you? So to really summarize Africa's issues, it goes back to independence and the fact that we are still yet to attain economic liberation. Allow me to classify the issues, the reasons why this tree of life that is Africa is ailing. And I'm going to divide the issues between the two. Problems that are causing this tree to ail, but problems above the roof, above the ground. And issues that are...
Happy days, Dr. Tatah. How are you doing? Welcome.
Thank you, Ewotan. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm still trying to adjust my mic here, my darling. Give me a second.
Alrighty, that's okay. Definitely take your time. I was actually presenting one of the videos or one of your festivals, but a lot of people are talking in German, so we wouldn't actually follow it up. So we were like, I'm gonna be waiting for you so that you can come and literally translate everything that you're all talking about. But it looks very super fun. People are like clapping and talking about the festival and everything to do about that. So really excited for you to give us a niche on the African German Festival and why it's super, super important, because you've been holding it for quite a while right now.
Indeed, yes, it is. Has been quite a while. Imagine if we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Autumn. You can imagine it's definitely maybe probably close to when you look at your age. So we started probably when you were very young. And to get it up and in a country, particularly like Europe, Germany, who are so very proud of their culture. And they don't see any other culture that can beat their culture. It is an enormous success what we've been able to do up to now. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, we have.
Welcome. We've missed you. Oh my gosh, it's been forever since you've been here. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry about that, Black. I'm talking to your audience. Honestly, it is very true. I think the last time I was here was last year. And I truly miss Black Hot Fire a lot. I was on the continent, and then I came back in November. And you know, when you stay on the continent for 8 months, you know how it is. And then you come back, it's like everything was just waiting for you to come. So I had to really get back into settling with my community. There were a lot of things that have gone by that in the community or celebrations. And these are all very important events in our community that are always requiring my attention. So people got at some point worried about me, like what's happening? We're not seeing Dr. Tatah, because all the events I will always be there to support, fundraise, moderate and a lot of stuff. So yes, but I had to first of all figure out the boys were alone for all this while, and it like they didn't even literally want me to even just step out for a moment. So I had to take that time to settle down with the family, settle down with the community. A lot of bills, letters. Germany, every weekend we're gonna be getting a package. If I show you my desktop, it's so you have to settle all those things. So yeah, but I'm happy I'm back here.
Yes, and you look beautiful, you look amazing, you look gorgeous. You missed the Pan-African conference. I thought you were coming because you were in the poster also.
I'm also really sorry about that because after every confirmation, something literally just went wrong. I mean, with the organization, not me. And it was not possible. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to keep my face on the poster. But it's also because I had ordered, like I told you, I just came back from Africa. I had other appointments here, legal appointments that I had to attend to. So there was somehow a mix in programmation. But of course, that's not the end. Kenya, Nairobi is always going to be the hotspot. In as much as we have the biggest Pan-African speaker out there, Professor PLO Lumumba, that's the home of the liberation, and we will always make it at any time. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you again for joining in. I'm so excited to see you, honestly. I know we've been talking
Thank
here
you.
and
Me
there,
too.
we've been communicating, but now you're here and the festival is coming up soon.
Tomorrow, the 1st of May, we're going to be doing the countdown. It's going to be literally 35 days exactly to
Wow.
the festival day. And we are truly excited. Like I said, you know, I'm like really relaxed. I've been relaxed in any of the editions up to now. It has always been running around, trying to look for funding, try to mobilize the community, try to convince
Okay.
people. But this time, it's just like we've seen 99. What is 100? Nothing.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'd like you more to tell us more about the German festival because I believe a lot of Africans diasporas, also Africans are actually attending these. And as I said earlier, in regards to how I literally understood it, it's Africans coming together, celebrating their cultures and traditions, and reminding themselves about their identity. I believe so. Yeah.
Yes, you see, everything that we saw on Pan African Daily has been a whole lot of work behind it. You know, the
Right.
Dr. Tata that we know on Pan African Daily TV is certainly another one, coming from a whole lot of experience with bringing communities together.
Right.
That's how we also started in Germany in 2006. And of course, the festival name itself is Umoja Africa Festival Tubingen, Germany. I'm
Okay.
just saying it because there are a lot of African festivals in Germany. Partly, I think 80% are organized by non-Africans, right?
Mhm.
And our festival is really distinguished because it's a diaspora festival. And if you research about us, you'll see newspaper talking like Afro News, Germany, which is one of the biggest platform from our brother, also from Kenya, Stephen Ogongo.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And he's always been on the festival and he has been describing it as the largest African diaspora festival in Germany, Europe, as a matter of fact, because
Okay.
it's we're open for all other cultures, but it's the Africans that initiated it and are organizing it and are self-funding it. It's a whole
Mhm.
lot of difference. And that's why for us, our platform is very important to our identity, to our culture, and to our continent.
Mhm.
So you remember, like if somebody buys a product and want to sell it, he's not going to sell it with a passion that the
Right.
origin of the product would do it, right? So
Right.
exactly that's the situation, and that's why our festival is the largest African diaspora and woman initiated. I mean, myself, a woman initiated
Yes.
festival.
That's
All the
fantastic.
other ones is always going to be yes. And then the one characteristics about us is we just do it the African way. When we started the festival is because first I was invited to the other festivals, and when I went there, I liked the idea. I just finished my studies, and even the experiences that I had during my studies already would give me the inspiration to create a platform like that. Because I think I said it on your show one time when I was
Right.
studying the negative images that we had about Africa. I keep asking myself, is this another Africa or this one? And so
Mhm.
that actually inspired and motivated me because at that time I thought, oh, probably the non-German communities or the non-African communities actually don't know what Africa is, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we were just so naive to thinking that, we just want to do our work to present our continent. But that's the fact, because this other kind of Africa that is known out here, and I'm just happy that technology is actually helping the whole world now to see what Africa is. And that's why
Right.
everything that is happening now is not by design. It's really the time of Africa. Because at the time when we were struggling to promote or to talk about Africa, you can imagine how much billions of euros we did invest in that just to communicate, just to be able to tell our own story the
I
way we
know.
see Africa. And then you're dealing in a market which is already saturated with big, mighty giants that have
Mhm.
all the financial muscles, okay? That is
Right.
really supported by the government of Germany. How do you
Mhm.
start to? But we didn't the one thing that even inspired me, because I like big fights. My fights have never been smaller ones. I mean, when it's small, it's not Dr. Tatah. It has to be
Right.
really, really, yeah. And
Okay.
so for me, that was the place where I could measure, the African power, and to say yes, regardless of how beautiful. They had mega big stages, and they always touching the ice cream artists on the continent, the big ones, the Alpha Blondie, the Yusundur, the Angelina Kidjo. I mean, these are all, it had become like a routine, right, on this big festival platforms. And then we're coming with just a smaller stage and just doing our cultural dance, just put our djembe somewhere and just dance and eat our food. And exactly, that's what I'm saying it, because this festival is the story of what is going on in Africa right now.
Okay.
I mean, you on the continent, it's exciting to find this kind, but we are there. Like when I say we are there, we are in the house, and we understand how the house is. So when we are excited or we do some other things and we see the impact of our work being put to action by you young people on the continent, you just don't have a clue how satisfied we are. Particularly us are the people that have dirty their hands on the ground. We have never had any privilege maybe to host an Africa Union or to be in the white collar job offices. We were the ones from street to street. Like when you see the Gen Z, we were the hustlers. So we started literally just by doing it. And that's the power of Africa. When we do our things by ourselves, unapologetically, that's the magic of Africa.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we also thought, oh my God, not being really conscious at that time, we wanted to do things too like them. And so we wanted to design the platform. The stage has to be, and we had to print big, huge banners and 100,000 of flyers and stuff like that. Of course, that also did help us, to be able to present the Africa the way the Germans or the way the non-African communities would see it. Because if we had started the original, natural, authentic, it would have just been like, hey, come on, give me a break. So, but people, it was, with time, they could be able to understand the difference. To understand the difference with the existing festivals, to say, this is just about entertainment right here. But this is about people whose story are being told by them, and they have to do it the way it is. And we didn't want to show that other side of Africa. What we were concerned about is the Africa that they degrade. That is degrade.
Yes.
For instance, the local royal Africa, the natural Africa, the Africa that we don't need permission to say, this is who we are. So we made our noise, we clap our hands, we greeted, we hugged, and these are some of the kind of taboos in a highly developed communities like this. You see, they have patterns, even how to greet people, your handshake, body language, communication, your handshake doesn't have to be so close. So when we hugged each other and like, woohoo, how are you? And this and scream during that, it was like primitive, right? Because that's how they saw primitivity.
Right.
But as time goes on, we just were doing our thing, not focusing on doing an entertainment for whosoever, not focusing on trying to please sponsors, and not focusing on trying to do just exactly what they would want us to do.
Right.
And that is the reason why it has made us to win the trust of the city of Tubingen. I truly admire this city. I thank them so much. I appreciate them so much, because it is a university town. And most of 30% of that population are international students. But this is a community that really are their politics or their policies about nature, right? If you look at even the festival ground, it is truly, I could send it to you, a video that I was just on last week just to do a survey again. I could send it to you. Would see it's a very large arena full of nature with trees and everything. And because we did not start in the city, we started in the neighboring city, the city which I studied in Reutlingen. And then we moved to this other city because we didn't have the space again in Reutlingen. And when I arrived in the university town, it's just 5 minutes, 7 minutes away. So when I went there and they showed me that possibility, there already were other sectors, there were other platforms or other spaces like in the middle of the town. And I knew already the stereotypes about Africa that they won't give us that other existing places that were already. So for me, I would want us to just be ourselves and go us to the jungle that they've already put us there anyway. But in this case, I did not just see that environment. I saw the growth, the potential of putting a whole African continent in that space. And guess what? When we went to that location, the other events, nobody would ever go there because it's a little bit further away from the main city. And their organizations were always made, or the other events were made so much so that it's a passerby, walkaby. But now to go there, you had to probably take a taxi or walk a little bit. And so for them, it was not attractive. But guess what? When we got to the Festplatte, Festplatte just means festival ground, and we transformed it into an African village. Right now, it's even a problem for us to get again. Like everybody wanted to host there because we transform that space into a real a space of nature, of harmony, because in the city they'll always say, oh, there's too much noise. So there we could make our noise, right? We could dance our djembes, we could scream, we could make the African noise that is really healthy for us. And now after that, it become a star location, which even us could not even we're not even able now to even just get it as easy as we had it, right? So that is exactly the power of Africa. That's why I say the Africa Festival Tubingen or Moja is actually the spirit in Africa. We did not do anything supernatural. We did everything just like what you see there is what you're going to get on the continent, right? Yeah, in the market space, the way we eat with our hands, the way we dance, the way we just interact. It was not. I wasn't there to entertain people to make money or to sell Africa, because that's also one of the campaigns when I started my activism. All the other organizations that were always organizing anything in the name of Africa, I made sure I was always there, because that was where they started stereotyping Africa. So they would go, and because these are NGOs that are collecting money for their projects, so you go, they'll be showing all these kind of children with bulk stomach, with nose and flies on their nose. And so any event that I saw that was Africa oriented, I made sure I'm in that event. And when I'm there, I would always ask these kind of difficult questions. And I became not attractive. So when they're doing their stuff, they can call all the puppets, or sell out. We Africans do a lot in the business of selling our continent as if it's a prostitute, right? And so you begin to see those small events that were organized by non-Africans to collect money. So they have to always talk about this terrible side of Africa, the hunger Africa, the poverty Africa, because of course that's what attract people. If you show the other beautiful Africa, Nairobi city, who is going to give you a penny for, right? And so when we started the Africa Festival Tubingen, we gathered as a community, we did our stuff by ourselves. And contrary to other platforms you go, the name is just Africa Festival, but every single thing from the food to everything is doner kebab, is pizza, and then Africans will be the one cleanings, but the bosses that are actually the patrons are non-Africans. So they will be the ones going there and holding pans like you see on the street, plates, and begging, and people will be coming and putting 1 cent or 5 cents, and and so when I came, I said, that shit has to stop. I'm sorry for my language. I said, this has to stop.
Fine.
I said, this has to stop. I cannot see myself, a continent that we're coming in, and a great artist. I'm telling you, Ewoton, great super artist, djembe artist. This is what we call the griots, the storytellers, the powerful griots from the culture, from Mali, from Senegal, from Burkina Faso. The storytellers, I'm telling you. And these groups were the ones that will go and be entertained. They will not even give them a space to play on the stage, because they take it big names where people can buy a ticket, a really expensive ticket, and they will be the one just entertaining for free, because somebody will tell you, okay, you know what, I can give you a camping place. Now you can beg money from the, and so the image became terrible and terrible, like we Africans again justifying these stereotypes, actually just presenting what is expected of us. So it was so shameful, sister. It was annoying. You could not imagine it. On the continent, we are the way we are. It's our life. But actually representing again your continent in that kind of a manner, it was just painful. And so I gave up my whole life here. I gave up after my studies. I just had to start this organization and put up this platform, going around like it was literally a church, talking to Africans in church, in their marketplace, in their job place, convincing them we can make it, we can do it, we can come together. What we see, that's not the African culture. That's a culture that is being sold as a platter of gold. Exactly like they take Africa. Anybody that wants to make money, they can sell it the way they were. And I'm like, no. And trying to wake up sleeping a colonized mind is not easy. I myself, I also was not conscious. It's thanks to this project that the more I begin to get involved and do the stuff that I do, the more I became so powerful in my mind, because I begin to just a lot of things. Grant writing. When they give us when they give us a grant to put for application for grant funding, and you see the conditions that are, before you finish the grant, it's like you're doing a business plan for somebody else to put money on you. And so at the end of the day, you really cannot represent your objective, because if those objectives don't tie with the conditions of the application, you're not going to get it. So I did that once. I did that twice. And I realized the energy I put in grant and what is coming out is not actually what I want. Something is not adding up. And I stopped. And I said, we're going to do it by ourselves. And so from our private, we had to do double jobs. I had to work in the night, work in the morning, waste my family and kids just to put the money on the platform there. It's not like we see other platforms or we see what is going on the continent now. People are rising up, people are speaking. Most of the people are just in the age of Pan-Africanism and they're enjoying it. I'm telling you, sister, 25 years, we worked for this thing, like put our money, put our energy. Most of our relationships got collapsed because there were a lot that couldn't tie up with the idea. A lot of people could not stand my energy, like, oh no, Dr. Tatah, I cannot. Now, people came along, I truly appreciate them, but it could not go on because at some point in Germany, everybody came to hustle. Everybody came to look for better means, or they were running, and then you come down, you want to change some stuff and wish they have to give up their time. I really, truly I understand them. But that was probably my own reason why I came. And that's why I had to take that challenge. And a lot of bad things happened to me, sister, I cannot tell you. But my ancestors never gave up. Because exactly that was the reason I was brought to this. And Germany of all, Germany of all, the Berlin conference and everything that happened here. And so, so it had needed a female, it had needed a mother, it had needed a woman, it had needed somebody that has the heart of love and peace and unity. If we were coming the way we're coming now, I can guarantee you we would never have succeeded. I had to convince the institution, I had to convince my own community, I had to convince the non-Africans, their institution, that this is a relevant thing that we are doing. And because you support Africa, nobody's going to fund you. Nobody's going to give you anything. And because so I worked all my life. I worked all my life, everything. Even my children never had a saving because I keep telling them, no, we cannot save. If we save money, what about the children in the villages that don't even have water to drink? And so today they keep reminding me, ma'am, we're just who we are today, because we never had anything like people who came here to work and save. It has just been putting in the community, in the lives of Africans, in every means possible.
Brilliant. Literally. Yeah, and I believe we've been made to doubt our own culture, our own way of doing things, and that has been actually a trajectory that should be scraped off. And the fact that actually you're in Germany, where, as you said, the Berlin conference happened, I believe you had to be there. You have to be there to redefine that trajectory or theme about Africa and how the world views Africa, because it's all ally. And it actually means a lot when a melanated individual stands with confidence about the identity, about who they are. It's naturally supernatural. It's brilliant. It's just extraordinary. And that's why I believe that everything to do with us has always been shunned, because it's so much powerful than we think. It's so much powerful if we definitely delve into our own identity, if we definitely embrace everything to do with ourselves. And obviously, I believe so because we've been made to think that we need help, we cannot do it, not knowingly that we are sitting in one of the most wealthiest nations of all time. So this festival, I know it has been doing wonders, and that's why I believe even we can see right now how Africa has been made to look like it's not good enough. It's the use of social media images also. So what you're doing, sometimes people have to see this in art, in music, in some different cultures and tradition to literally understand who they are. So it is really, really such a powerful thing that you're doing. You have been doing for years. And I'm really excited about this, to see this literally right now, because I didn't know about it like before I met you. But now I know about it. Yes.
And the one thing that I want to stress here is, but the German community actually helped me a lot. Help me like, exactly what President Trump is doing is helping Africans a lot. When you put people in a situation where you don't give them anything, you empower them. When you cut off, if I was supported by the German grant, we would not have been able to do what we did. If we were being, just write a business plan, go to the bank, they give you a business loan, and you put it there, you would never have known anything. So, and that's exactly our situation today in Africa. That's why developmental aid has never really impacted the change in the way that it should have been, because imagine, it's just like we say, when you keep feeding somebody, when is he going to look for a net to feed herself? Or in African proverbs, we say, when you give somebody a bed, when are they going to always to get their own bed? So the best way of development is to allow people to fend for themselves. So what I did, I saw the German model, the way they're proud of their culture. Oh my God. In Germany, you when you speak German on the street, they're gonna tell you, when you speak English or a foreign language, French, for instance, Germans will always tell you that they don't hear it, that they don't understand what you're saying. And it's just only because they are super, super, so proud of their language that they don't want to speak another language. Of course, Europe, English or French, these are all one people. And for somebody to refuse categorically that I cannot speak the English language, which is the business language of the world, which is the colonial language, or French, which is closer to Germany, but we also believe it. We believe them when they were saying, I like in German, say, ich kann nicht. Ich kann nicht means I cannot, So when you're speaking in English, or even when they want to disrespect you, to be honest, or they want to racist you in a kind of a systematic way, they start mimicking words to you. Like you speak to them in German, and I've been seeing it now in a couple of ways, and they want to speak to you in a foreign language to remind you that no, you cannot belong, right? You cannot speak the kind of German that we are. But what I'm saying is, I copied that model in a positive way. I look at a culture and a people that are proud of who they are, of their culture, their language, their food, their technology. German has the most durable brands in the world today. It is not because the world is facing all these economic crises. I mean, when you talk of a Lamborghini, you talk of a Daimler, a Benz, you talk of a Porsche, they're just close to me right here, all their museums. You talk about SAP. There's just it's unbeatable. And that's why China could also progress by copying, and just doing it in a very cheaper format. But the durable brands, everybody know this Germany nobody beats that, right? And so it is exactly the way it is. It's exactly the way it is. So, so see a community and also their history. Thank you, General Mosquito. Thank you, my commander, Thank you for being here. And thank you for actually, yes, justifying that it's true. He's been in Germany. Anybody that's been in Germany knows that. So think of a culture also that is coming from a colonial past. Germany had a difficult past. And Germany is one of the poorest in terms of natural resources, right?
That's true.
All they have is the steel. You know, everything that they do, glass, steel, all that. That's why you see their technology, their belt, all their structures, everything is really out steel, because that was what they had as a raw material. And so actually, if you look into the German history, they will tell you colonialism, they came because German industries and companies, for instance, in Cameroon, my country, and also in Tanganyika, East African country where the Germans really were, you could see that they followed already the traders, the business people that were already there, who discovered Africa and then told them, you know what, hey, there's something here that we have. We don't even know, but we are on the ground to it. Then for Germany, it was easy now to use that as a crossover now to discover the resources. It's not like Columbus or the others that say, you know, they were just exploring and then came there. No, Germans followed their business traders that were already in Cameroon, Douala, and set factories there, and now start, you know, like the ant or the bees, you go and see something good and you come back and inform your people to come there. So that's how they could fend for themselves. The need for resources was very important for them because they had nothing, as a matter of fact. They had now to, you know, I mean, colonize in this kind of harsh ways to be able to get what they could get for survival. So actually, it was a matter of survival, right? And when the Second World War came in, they had and Germany had to come back to come and fight the other troops that were on the ground. That's why they left Africa and they came back home because of that. All right. So you can imagine that kind of a history of a country that had nothing, and to be able to create a system that is the most powerful. I mean, everything being apart from what is happening now, to be the most powerful economy in Europe, you know. So for me, when I started the projects, I was trying to figure out how can a country that had nothing and that had to perch on my own resources became the most powerful, and then us are still coming again to back. So during that research, it inspired me a lot, how proud they are about their language. And I begin to like, oh my God, you know, that was when I started speaking only Pidgin to my children. Because my husband comes from another village, me too. So now we had to come up with a common language to speak. And I started talking to the boys only in Pidgin, in a common language which they could understand. Because I saw the pride in the German culture and their food and their brands and everything, the way they actually have these privileges. And that was what I said, you know what? Hey, we are going to do the same thing. And that's where we are today. That why did the festival become the largest platform? Not because the African diaspora, but of course, because exactly that was also what Germans or non-Africans were expecting to see of Africans. Take the responsibility, do their stuff, tell it the way it is. And there were not many Africans that were doing that, because you can imagine the Africans that came here, I mean, apart from the Moors in the historic context, but the migrant communities started coming, probably the Ghanaians in the 40s, and you could really spot them out. But we came in the late 90s, right? Close to 2000, because that's when we also had the conflict that we have in Southern Cameroons today, from which I come from, a Bamenda girl, right? And so exactly, it had already started at that time, and I started my own revolution too in the university in Douala, and that's what actually brought me to Germany in the first place, right? So being in a change, or to create platforms like the Africa Festival Tubingen, you must have already been born a revolutionary. Nobody is just getting up in the morning and just begin to do these things. That's why even in our revolution today, it's a pity, because a lot of Pan-Africans now are just gold diggers, right? They're just saying it because it's the time, and everybody, and now you even have to pay people to speak for freedom. Okay, Even if you like you host people on your show, they give you conditions why they have to come on your show. It's the same thing I go through. And I like, so if Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, Malcolm X, and Marcus Garvey, if all of them had to go and do all what they were doing and charging 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 to speak, come on, give me a break. So we're becoming more into this entrepreneurship in everything that we are doing in the name of, okay, we are doing this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So being where we are now, I'm truly honored to serve and so proud, because if you know where we're coming from and where we are now, so we became now the household name in our communities, and people were just, and Germans were so proud of, because we just do our thing. You come, there are no rules, there are no regulations. And the stage program is set, because Germany is very conservative, structured, so structured. That's one of the things that we know, that it will be difficult for Germans to actually inculcate their cultures, because their cultures has just been made in a fine way, in a very fine way. They are so linear. And the linear people always refer to time, to spaces, to statistics. That's why they talk about time. Time is very important for them. That's why they talk about quantitative when they talk about structures, facts, and data. If you talk about Africa, hey, give me the population, give me the geographical location. Us, when we talk about Africa, we see people, we see nature, we see rivers, we see trees, we see children. But when they talk about Africa, they talk about jungles, they talk about population. You see, that's the linear way of communicating. And so when, for instance, they came on the festival, as we are as Africans, we never respect time, because time for us, we have always the time. So for Germans, we had to get this kind of intercultural differences, and that's what really made me a little bit frustrated, when you have to do things that you engage cultures that don't understand your culture. So you really would work hard to be able to tailor your program to suit them. For instance, when we say the music program is starting at 2 o'clock, you know, us Africans, we can start at 2:10, 2:30, and even at 3. And it's okay, you know, because we have a lot of things to do. We just go maybe, you know, having fun. For us, everything is a celebration, and we always have the time. So we're not so fixed on time and stuff. But a German, 5 minutes earlier is too early. 5 minutes later is too late. All right? It's really on when you go to a German concert and they say the concert starts at 2 o'clock. And so let's say 5 seconds to 2.
Right.
Everybody is already seated. And when it's 2 o'clock, baby, I'm not saying, well, it's 2 o'clock. It has to be 2:00 and the concert start. Not 1 second after.
Right.
And now you can imagine us coming from a multi-active background and the way we do our things. And then to fit in this strict, structured, fine-lined a mentality and the culture. So it's not just only exercising our culture, but it's also trying to fit into a culture that is totally opposite from who we are. Right. So for me, it was easy to work with the African communities of we're talking about, because we understand ourselves. Something doesn't work with it. Everybody has an understanding. Electricity fallout. Oh no, we don't worry. I mean, we're dark people, so we even enjoy the darkness. Or something, or a band didn't come because they didn't have a visa. Oh no, nobody was even expecting that. The DJ is there, so everything is cool, right? If I can get my family just there and we just talk and drink a Guinness, and for African, that's all we need. It's not about, oh, it has to be, even if the artist comes, maybe how many, but he came, all right, fine. And so it's more easier for us to work with each other because of the flexibility. But if we have to do this kind of tailor-made and stuff. So, I mean, this is the story of the 25th anniversary that we're celebrating, and I'm trying to put it in a kind of a way that, you know, that like everyone that is watching might just want to be there right now, right?
And I believe a lot of people definitely want to be there. As you're actually winding up, I'd love you to tell us the date of this main date of this festival, and also I know you basically talked about the mission and vision about it, and it's so beautiful to literally, I believe as Africans, the power is falling in love with our identity. That's where the power is. And basically coming back to Ubuntu, and everything will fall into place. I definitely believe in that.
It is so interesting because, like I said, there is no time to be alive now like an African. I
Yes.
bet you. Even I keep telling my ancestors, even if I have to come, I'll come back like an African woman, like Dr. Tatah.
Yes.
I'll do the things that I do, even the challenges that I've been up. It just makes me so super happy and fulfilled.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are starting, like I said, tomorrow, 1st of May is going to be the countdown. It's going to be 35 days soon. So it is on the 5th of June to the 8th of June, normally 4 days, the first weekend of June. And it's an Easter weekend where the Monday is even a free day. So what we actually intend to do is, like I said, we want to focus on 3 things. It's a jubilee, right? Everything that we had to do, whether we put a business forum or we put a market, or we put, those are things that we've done for 25 years. I mean, so you can imagine celebrating a jubilee is just to relax and chill, isn't it? So we don't want to stress out or do some kind of things that we just want to flex. We just want people just to chill out, just to meet each other. So we're focusing on 3 things. We say we eat, we dance, we shop, and that's good. We're just going to be repeating it all that 4 days long, right? Yes, yes. Eat, dance, shop, connect. That's the 4 things, and we repeat 4 days long. But of course, what we want to do is to actually design. May 19 is the Mother's Day.
All right.
May 19, and then May 25th is the Africa Day.
Right.
And so we are inculcating this event into the Africa Festival. And so we want to launch what we're calling the Pan-African Week, right? Officially. So that we inculcate all the continental events that are taking place on our calendar, and we celebrate it on that time. So what we want to do, like I said, we want to focus on eat. So when we focus on eating, means we want to show an exhibition of the African traditional kitchen, right? And so we want to honor our mothers and really put that kind of, you remember that kind of traditional kitchen, the 3 stone that we used to cook on, right? In the village. Yes, exactly. Or this pounding of the until the corn becomes a powder that we make ugali with. Yes. So this is just what we're going to be exercising.
No ugali, Dr. Tatah. No ugali. No.
I didn't even know I was
winding up.
I was here the whole time. I was here the whole time, Dr. Tatah. So be quiet. Give me your time.
Oh my God! It was actually ugali is this. Hey, brother kid, if we don't do ugali, I am telling you, the white people has snatched ugali out of our hands. You don't have an idea.
All right.
Now,
Okay.
all the cook shows that you have here in Germany is all about fufu. So if you don't maintain that identity, you're gone. Number 2, our African products, our cash crops like the plantains, the cocoyams, that it's now sold on Amazon. It's now sold in a non-African shops, but in supermarket. So when we are designing a project, we have to be very careful to understand what is the motto and the mission behind it. Because if we don't maintain this African stuffs, we are literally being wiped out of African businesses. We already understand they don't even have the funding to start with. So each person that is taking something out of the African market to put it in a supermarket and to sell it online is already taking business out of our hands, right? And that's why it is. You talked about identity, or to talk about it, because our fufu is our identity. And we cannot let other people, even the Japanese now, they have fufu in their restaurants, because when we started doing the festivals, we were doing African traditional food. And you understand, people that come to the festival just don't only come to celebrate your culture, they come to steal your identity. You have to be conscious of. So when they came, a lot of them were doing research on what are the things that their people come to our festivals to consume. And that's how they begin to change their menus. So you can have peanut sauce. You can have, I used to run a restaurant, Cameroon.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, and I found a lot of them came in and took actually my menu card. And, if you are not conscious, you'll be thinking, oh, they just like your food. No, come on, they're stealing all your ideas. you know, they're the ones selling the fufu so that they attract their people. And that's what is actually going
That's
on.
true. That's true.
When we are designing all the projects that we want to design this year, is actually it's an identity project, like we said. Fufu is an identity project, right? And a music instrument. When I talk about eat, dance, and shop, is because when we take food, we want to break it down to the African traditional setup. Number one, to honor our mothers, the royal African woman, and the traditional cooking, and also to promote the natural way and the healthy lifestyle that we eat with our food. And then number two, to teach our children that are here, because they only buy these stuffs in the supermarket. If you ask some of the children where mangoes grow,
How to make it.
They will tell you mangoes come from the cartons because they buy it every day in the cartons, right? So we want to present the mango tree or the mango fruit or the egusi and all these things, like we literally want to make like the farm things, the one that you just did, Brother Kid. And we expose all these things that come from Africa, the spices and everything out of it. I don't have, though I'm industrious, what we would have had to do to sell the menus, to sell the spices, to sell palm oil, but we don't have time because, like I said, we always on the ground doing the groundwork. It's about education. If it's about making money, I'm telling you, we really could make money in every sort of way in it, right?
Yes.
So we want to do those presentations, like put different stations, like the stations of the traditional cooking, our spices, our cash crops, and even from the farm to the market. We started from the identity culture and then progressively go into the modern technology, the things that we use now, the menus that you can find in supermarket. So we want to tell the African kitchen story. Okay.
Story. I agree. Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. Number two, when we talk about music, now Afrobeats, every other music comes from Africa. Has the birth, whether it's jazz, pop, rock, whatever, has its roots in Africa. And we dance Amapiano, we dance Afrobeat, we dance Azonto, we dance all that. But it's just a beat or a rhythm. What we want to do is kind of do a display of the music instrument that I use, like the griot instruments, the kora, the djembe, and all that, to do an exhibition of it. And now the entertainers or the music directors are actually going to describe the rhythms. Like if there's a band playing, somebody could know, oh, this is Afrobeat, oh, this is Ama, or this is this. Really to put our children in not just dancing to beat, but understand that we own this beat, right?
Yeah.
And then another sector
they go ownership of it.
Is the fabrics, the fabrics, and we want to focus on the Maasai fabrics. I was just telling my junior, my sister, my daughter friend, everything here, I want to about the Maasai cloth. And Brother Kid, did you watch the opening of Beyonce?
No, I did you watch it? It's about her new concert.
Yes. Yes.
The Cowboy Carter or something. No, I didn't watch it. Go ahead.
No. She's going to be going on a show about the cowboy, something like that. And so
a world tour.
A tour, and she launched that tour with Blue Ivy and Rumi, the daughters. But what I wanted to say is that Blue Ivy had the Maasai cloth on, right?
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
Probably you didn't even know it, Brother Kid.
I didn't know it. I stand corrected. You're right. I didn't know it. I apologize.
No. That's not even why I'm saying so is because the Maasai cloth has this unique red a tone, back tone. Yeah. But what she had on had the brown back tone. And I know Beyonce is so smart. It's really about identity. Me, when I watch things or movie, I just watch things to entertain. Yeah. Everything that I watch, I always see things that and it's just not out of it. So I saw Blue Ivy, she put on that, and I was like, yeah. That's exactly what we want to push. We want to communicate in our fabrics. We have all sort of ankaras and stuff, and even the imitated one. But this is the origins, this one. So that is why we are just going to put those individual stations where people can try things or workshops or stuff like that, and actually put on Saturday, which is the D-Day, and the gala of the 25th anniversary is going to be on Sunday. We really just want to wax and put some truly culture. Like we want to design the Maasai warriors, right? We want to design like in their costumes and show the African biggest extravagance hospitality that could ever be. And I'm telling you, in Yak and Mam out here, we don't have a penny of everything that I'm telling you. But because we believe in the African creativity, and there's a lot that people throw out here, and we're going to use only those things to actually in a way to show this eco Africa, this power of eco. It's like we want to serve our fufu or our ugali in the plantain leaves, like we do on the continent, and we want to encourage this finger food, because finger food in the white society is like pick things. No, we mean eating ugali with your fingers. That's exactly what finger food means, And so all this display, we want to really shower the big party, the African. There's so many ways to revolutionize, isn't it?
Yes, that
There's
is
so
so
many ways
true. I definitely believe that, as you're literally winding up right now with Dr. Tatah giving us the main grounded fundamental truth about the festival, which basically sounds
Much love.
amazing.
I'm jealous. We'll be there next year. I'm jealous. Sounds like just a ball in Germany. This coming up. I'm jealous.
The food, the dressing, the music. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be brilliant. Literally, I've been visualizing everything you're talking about right now, and I'm like, it's gonna be brilliant. And that's the way to actually enlighten people about who they are. That's the most amazing way. Literally, there's so many ways, but this is it and has been it. And as we said, it's basically time for us to redefine ourselves as we redefine Africa. And you're doing brilliant, phenomenal work, Dr. Tatah.
Can I just
Congratulations.
send you if you check your this thing, I just posted the poster to you.
Right.
And when I told you that I was going to drop my son, I had to get the package that were delivered. Like, we're not just doing digital posters, but what I would really plead for our audience that is watching me, like when you show the poster, that those that are following me, of course, they have to follow Black Hot Fire Radio and all its platform, and they have to follow Pan African Daily TV. They have to follow Dr. Tatah and stuff like that, so they can download these flyers. You see, like we are doing 30th today for the demonstration. We need this kind of collective action. Like every people on their Facebook or WhatsApp groups should be posting, whether you're in Germany or not, and calling on the communities around here to attend this celebration, because like I said, it is our time in every action matters. You just only download the flyer and you put it on at like your like your profile. Everything is good to go. Exactly. Africa Festival, Tubingen is WT and then Germany. It's done.
You got that, General Mosquito? I need you to get some billboards and paste that there on your run when you run around England, Negro. Okay, you get some billboards, General Mosquito. When you're doing your run in the morning in England, you post Dr. Tatah's festival. That's an order.
That's what's up. We'll definitely share the posters, and I'm really excited that
Most definitely.
we're really embracing our identity.
What's the dates again, Airtime? I know Dr. Tatah said, what are the dates again?
June 5th to 8th of June.
Yes.
June 5th to June 8th, 2025.
It's from Thursday to Sunday, 4 days.
We'll put up in the shop, guys. We put up in, you guys know I haven't told the family about everything. We'll put a post of it up in the shop, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, and I believe that I'm seeing.
I know you don't know. I know you know what we're talking about, General. Don't worry about it.
Festival, a lot of ambassadors and speakers, so it's gonna be phenomenal. And thank you so much, Dr. Tatah, for your time and basically giving us a brief of the festival, because super important for us to really understand what's happening and how we should definitely embrace our own identity, cultures, and tradition. Thank you so much. And you're looking brilliant.
Thank you. I'm so honored for always giving me your platform. And I thank all your viewers. And Brother Kid, thank you so very much. And the entire crew of the Black Hot Fire and radio and its platforms. And I cannot, if I would have just been having you now, I would just been having you because I needed somebody like you. Imagine I'll have to be doing this. Then you see, have to think about the radio being and the interviews and all that. I hope General Mosquito is going to be with us in Germany, and because he's more closer. I cannot.
Oh, you are closer, General, and it ain't nothing but a jump, skip, and a hop away, General, to go to Germany and join Dr. Tatah at the festival in June. I'm gonna be watching you.
General Mosquito is coming right away. You should definitely go.
And you can bring your Nigerian girlfriend with you. Dr. Tatah will not be upset. Tell her she can come too.
We are going to give them the Nigerian traditional welcome wedding. Do you just see what is going on right now? We even want to, model that. What do you think? So you're all welcome. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're all connected. I love you so much. And I'm excited for this journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Too. Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today with the one and only Dr. Tatah, who's definitely holding this amazing Africa Festival to begin. Remember, you can definitely travel there if you want to be a part of it, as you also remember to download our app on the Google Play Store and stream on www.blackhotfireradionetwork.com for amazing healthy supplements and apparel clothing with the Black Hot Fire Radio logo on it. Have a beautiful afternoon. Sending you so much love and light. It's your girl, the lovely Iwetan Longoria. And Let's Pop with Iwetan today was with Dr. Tatah and Mr. Newsom. Thank you for joining us today again, Mr. Newsom.
All right, Iwetan. Iwetan, I got somebody here that's disrespecting Dr. Tatah. Talking about her friends probably got an OnlyFans page. Can you imagine that shit?
That's not good.
I know it ain't good at all. Wow.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
Here is Angela Robinson, your Jamaican brother, all the way from Switzerland. And I'm reaching out to all of our brothers and sisters on the African continent. You're tuning into Black Hot Fire Radio.
You're now listening to the best music.
Feel the hits. Feel the freshness.
Of the hottest tracks and coolest mashups of the moment.
Thank you, General Mosquito, for joining us right away. Don't forget to attend the festival.
I'll be looking at you, General Mosquito. You better go to that festival. Ain't nothing for you to get on a train and go to Germany. You in England, Negro. And bring your Nigerian girlfriend.